Bye.
Hi, everyone. This is Rosa from Washington State.
Hi, this is Sonia de la Paz.
This is G5 from Naples, Florida.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Ray Ray from San Antonio, Texas.
Hi, this is Erica with Meant to Be Promotions from San Antonio, Texas.
Hey, this is Juan Man from Burke Burnett.
Hello, this is Hilda M. Peña from HP Promotions.
Hey y'all, this is Laura Cameron from Tampa, Florida.
This is Ruben Hernandez from New Mex Radio.
¿Qué pasa, raza? This is Javier El Gatito Hernandez from New Mex Radio.
Make sure you listen to Karaoke Joe.
Hey, this is Rebecca Denise from the Monday Night Jam Session.
This is Kayla Ulrich from Del Norte, Colorado.
This is the Godfather, Mr. Town of Swag.
Aisha, muévete conmigo.
This is New Mexico's very own Reyes Lil Ray Montoya, and you're on the mix with Karaoke Joe on Throwdown.
This is Olivia
Willie,
parents of the late great Ernestine Romero
from Santa Fe, New Mexico.
And I'm in the mix with Karaoke Joe.
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 It's time to throw down. Let's go.
Time to throw down. Let's go.
I'm in the mix with Karaoke Joe. Time to throw down. Let's go.
Time to throw down. Let's go.
Y aquí estoy en el mix con Karaoke Joe.
And I'm in the mix with Karaoke Joe, and it's time to throw down. Let's go.
Let's get it. Let's go.
And I'm in the mix with my brother Karaoke Joe. Time to throw down.
We are in the mix with KJ, Karaoke Joe. Time to throw down. Let's go.
This is Perla Judith, and you're listening to this year's Best Internet Radio Personality winner.
KJ always says, time to throw down. Let's go.
Let's go.
And you're listening to Karaoke Joe on Throwdown Mix.
All right, guys. Once again, thank y'all so much for joining me. This is Karaoke Joe coming to you straight from San Antonio's very own Big G's TC Radio. I hope everybody had a great weekend out there. I had a full one myself. My son graduated high school. My baby, my final one, graduated high school out there in Crest High on Friday, and then I DJ'd the graduation party on Saturday. And it's just been crazy. And then I ended up having to work extra today. It's just been just one of them days. But this is the perfect way to finish the day, ladies and gentlemen. Little shout out to Ray Martinez out there. We got my boy out there dropping it down. Royal from Texas Central, Rio Grande Valley style. Guys, we got the brand new single. We got the artist himself. One of my favorite new artists out there, guys. I mean, he's really been dropping it down out there. And of course, his single, his debut single, Amor Joven, is one of my favorites. It's one of all of y'all's favorites. Every time I play it on the show, all of y'all are always jumping in on it and everything. And I know y'all gonna love this one, guys. For all of the folks out there that just love that classic Tejano sound with that fresh voice. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope y'all ready for this. Let me go ahead and introduce, finally, on the show right here, we got the one and only George Salazar. George, can you hear me, brother?
Yes, sir. How you doing? Good evening, everybody.
Thank you, brother. Now, I know we're at a different time zone and everything, and I know you got work early in the morning, just like I do, brother. So I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I really wanted to be able to debut this and get it out there to all the listeners, sir.
Oh yeah, I am just so honored and so thankful to God that I have been given this opportunity to be able to come out and sing for the people and just to keep them entertained and bring some new music.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I mean, you're doing it, and you're bringing the fans along with you. Speaking of some of your fans out there, guy, we got Laura Cameron out there from Florida listening in. We, of course, got your promoter, Laura Signs, out there dropping it in with us. I mean, everybody's really already jumping on and checking it out, brother.
Laura Cameron, oh, thank you. Oh, she is such a huge supporter of my music. Royal, Ray Martinez from RGV also
yes.
as well. Mm-hmm. And Laura Sainz, she's a sweetheart. She is such a great promoter. And I just thank her from the bottom of my heart for what she does, and it's amazing the work she does
Mm-hmm.
behind closed doors, and she is a very busy young lady. A lot
Yes.
of supporters, and I greatly appreciate that.
I think that's one of the things that I love about the Hano is, with all the promoters out there that really, while we're sleeping, they're up sending out emails and radio packages and everything else, press packages and everything else out there. In other genres, I really don't see that really too much. I mean, our genre, our people stick together and they push each other, and that's exactly what we need.
You know what? You're so right. You got Chris Zavala out there with the iconic Tejano list that he's got
Mm-hmm.
going on. You've got Rosa Campos, Daniel Garcia. You've got a lot of people out there that are so supportive of these new upcoming stars,
Yes.
rising stars, and it's just amazing to be locked in there with them.
Yes, sir.
Because when you threw that mix, oh man, I was like, Lord, when you put Amor Joven and you had Gabriela Salazar, you had uh, Pulido, Madison Pulido.
Mm-hmm.
You had so many different artists. You even had uh, J.R. Aldaco and the Midwest All Stars.
Yes.
I love that song, El Beso. I always tell you, give me that. I want to hear that song. Not only because I'm there with the Aldaco family, and Danny, and Ernie Aldaco, who is the writer of these songs. May he rest in peace. His songs are so heartfelt, and I love. Look at Amor Joven, and then
Yes.
now Prefiero Amor, and I got a surprise for everybody. The third song, when it's released, you guys are gonna be floored. I love that song, but let's talk about Prefiero Amor. That song right there, all in all, it's a remake of Ernie Aldaco's song. His brother Daniel Aldaco, who's my producer promoter, he's the guy that does all the arrangements. This guy had to sing that song on the Johnny Canales show.
Oh.
And it's on YouTube. So if people are interested, in hearing the original sound of Prefiero Amor,
Uh-huh.
just YouTube it under Johnny Canales and the song, and wow, it's amazing how he redid this song and how it sounds now compared to then.
I like a lot of people, they don't really like when artists does covers and stuff like that, but I really like it because, or when they do a remake of the track, I like it because, first of all, it's a way to catch an ear. Like, people can hear it and they'll be like, wait, I remember that,
Right.
But then when you put your own flavor into it, when you flip it up a little bit and put your own sound. And the thing I love about your sound, and this is the reason I came up with that idea about the collab. The thing I love about your sound is you've got that classic Tejano instrumentation behind you, but then you've got that soul R&B voice that has that improvising ability to get up there and do those curls a little bit, and so it's a perfect mix of both.
Now, Joe, I have not forgotten our duet that we talked about.
Yes, sir.
That'll happen. I will definitely go to Washington. I will go to Texas. I'll go wherever you're at so we can get that one.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
Congratulations to your son, the graduation and everything. And every time I see you, I'm thinking, okay, is that your son or is that you? You guys look like
Except he's like a foot taller than me now. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I've got five kids. And there's three. The first three are Marines, and the other two are home. So it's just amazing. When I found out you were a Marine, I was like, oh, we're family already.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Semper Fi. Semper
Fi all the way into all the active and non-active military and Marines. God be with them. because there's a lot, that they go through. And I just, my heart goes out to Texas.
Yes, sir.
Definitely to Texas right now with what is
With
going
the
on.
shooting, the shooting that
Yes,
happened down
sir.
there. Yes,
Oh,
sir.
when is it ever gonna stop? Here we are doing an interview, but
Mhm.
yet there's still evil. There's still stuff going out there that shouldn't be going on. We should be caring and loving each other and taking care of each other, and yet we still have evil roaming around. So prayers for the families, prayers big time for everyone that's going through things that they shouldn't be going through.
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, seriously, wow.
I think like when everything happened with COVID and stuff like that, and we weren't able to do shows, artists weren't able to do tours. I think that was the main reason I was wanting to push the shows in the format that I do now, because it was still a way to be able to get the fans out there to be able to listen to all this good music, and then to be able to push the music for the artists, who there's artists out there that this is all they do. There is artists out there that they do a full-time job like yourself, working 40 hours a week and then touring on the weekend, trying to find time to do practices and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the music, to me, with all the evil that's going on out there, with all the stuff that's going on with COVID, with the war, with our sons and daughters, getting sent overseas, and a big shout going out to Laura Cameron out there. Her son is overseas right now, with the shooting that happened today. It's to me, the music is a way to get away from all that. Because we can't turn our TVs on because it's all over the TVs. But,
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is so true. I mean, you know what? I don't even watch TV, and going back to work, yeah. I started a job. Get this, I started a job, and it's like, okay, we'd like to hire you Monday through Friday, 6 to 2, 8 hours.
Mhm.
That's the first week. The second week, hey, you got to do 10s, and then the third week, hey, we need to just do 12s, 6 days a week.
Yes.
Thinking, oh my word, are you serious? There's people out there, don't they want to work?
Yes, exactly. And I do the same thing. I mean, I work in a nursing home.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the music, I mean, of course, like I said, everybody loves Amor Joven. How was it that, I mean, I know you're all from Michigan, but how was it that you were able to get with JR and the Adaco family out there and start doing this? I mean, you're with their record label now and everything else, right?
Yeah, well, I haven't signed with anybody, but I did give my word to Daniel Aldaco and his record label, and told him and his dad, that I would love to be the voice of Ernie Aldaco's songs that he had out there, and I just basically they embraced me and took me in and treated me like a son and a brother.
Yes, sir.
And Juvi Aldaco, I love that old man. I love that guy. He calls me every now and then. He'll call me and goes, George, I wrote a song. And I'm like, and then he'll start singing it, and I'm just like floored. I'm just like, oh my God, Juvi, that's it. I love it. I just can't wait. But his son Danny, he works 2 jobs. He manages, and he does, and he's just a very busy individual. And kudos to him. His birthday just recently passed on the 20th of May, and so many birthdays in May. Oh my word!
Yes, my son's birthday was in May. He turned 18 May 8th. Yes.
Amazing. I've got lots of them too as well. My son, he's May 29th. My sister's May 30th. My niece is May 27th, 28th. I don't even remember.
Well, see, it's good. It's a good thing then that they got you on all those hours, because you got a lot of birthday presents coming up.
Yeah. The most important one is my baby, Eliza Salazar. She was born May 1st. So it was her 21st birthday this year, so it was interesting, but going back to Amor Joven, it was, and Daniel Aldaco, Ernie and Juvi and J.R. Aldaco, I just recently, rehearsed with him.
Mm-hmm.
He is an amazing young man. I mean, he's just very down to earth. And his son, the drummer Carlos Aldaco, great guy. The bass, Dan, everybody is awesome. Everybody is awesome in that band. I'm just so grateful to God for sending me musicians that are very down to earth and very just down to earth.
I like the way that all of y'all come together. The bad part about our industry is we have a lot of headhunters out there, and everybody's out there to get that highlight. And I hate to say it, but there's times that we kill each other, instead of helping each other. So when I found out that you were with with the Adalco family and working with them, everything, I was like, that's amazing. Especially, I always say Tejano's no longer Texas. Tejano's all the way from Texas to California, back to Florida, Washington State, Michigan, of course Chicago. I mean, we're nationwide out there.
You know what? You're so right, and I really do not like when people say, "Oh, Tejano music is dead." It's not dead. It's growing. People are grasping. Our children are listening to it because we listen to it, and it starts at home.
Yes.
If our, shame on me because I am from Edinburgh, Texas, 1985 Bobcats. I was born, raised in Edinburgh and California, Woodlake, California, and I didn't grow up listening to Tejano music.
Yeah.
And my wife, Norma Salazar, she is a huge Tejano, all types of music of Spanish. And she's like, "Babe, you know this song?" "No, what are you talking about? I don't know that song." She goes, and then the band members are like, "Hey, do you know this song?" "You gotta know this song."
Yes.
And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know it. What's wrong with you?" And then they look at me and they like tell me, "What, were you born under a shell or something?" And I go, "No, I was just born with Journey, Foreigner,
Yes.
Metallica, Tears for Fears, George Michael, my favorite,
Yes.
so many different, and grew up in church and grew up singing. And I did tell Danny, I told him I would love to do a Christian album one day and give God the glory because, and I do it no matter what, but just to put it out there that I can do anything, whatever you guys want, I'll do it. Because a voice is a voice.
Yes, and it's a blessing.
And you got a voice too, young man. I've heard your songs.
Well, thank you first for saying that, and second for calling me young man. So.
Yeah, well, you and your son. You just told me you turned 18, and you guys look like little twins.
Oh, but thank you. Let me go and throw a shout out to everybody out there. First of all, let me see. Where did I see it? Oh, Marianne Delgado said that her birthday is May 20th. So early happy birthday going out there. Oh no, May 20th is passed already. We already passed. We're on the 24th. Time flies, but happy birthday going out to Marianne out there. Hope she had a blessed one out there. We got Yolanda out there listening again. Yolanda Araco out there. Hilda from Killeen, Texas out there, Fort Hood, listening again.
Hilda?
Yes, Hilda. Yep, we got
Hilda Peña with RGV?
Yes, she's on every show. Like,
oh my Lord, that guy. I used to call her my sunshine.
Oh.
She was always so supportive. And true story, Santos Leal from Corpus Christi, we had an interview. He was my first interview. We actually went down to Texas to Corpus Christi and met with him, and he's an awesome guy. Even his sons, from Houston. But we called Hilda and we were talking to her while we were driving to Santos's house, for the interview and just to get to know him. And she's amazing. She's amazing what she does. She really is.
And well, like what you were saying a while ago about people saying Tejano's dead. Tejano cannot be dead as long as we've got people like Laura, like Hilda, Laura Sines out there. So many people out there behind the scenes, not only in the music part of it, but behind the scenes that are pushing the music, that are really getting out there and spreading the word. Because of people like that, that is the reason that Tejano is not going to die anytime soon, because our raza loves it so much. It don't matter. I always say, like with my shows, there's shows out there that are pulling a couple of thousand people, a show.
Right.
My shows, I can pull in, 20 people or 100 people or 50 people. It doesn't matter, because the people that are on, if they're listening, if they enjoy the music, and if they find a new favorite, mission accomplished. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
It's like a diamond in the rough, or a needle in a haystack.
Yes, sir.
Because sometimes, like, I would love to say one thing about Raul Pulido. He is such a huge supporter also as well, along with Rosa and the radio station that he's got going on. There's just an Araceli Fuentes. When we met Araceli, La Probadita, she's got that probadita. She's an artist, and her energy. Oh man. Sometimes I wish I could get that, be like, is there a pill with that energy that you have, that I can take and just take off like you?
Yes.
It's just certain people have that vibe, that energy, and that's the one thing about our raza, our heritage, is there's too much. Oh, well, who does he think he is? He thinks he's really this. He's that. Like envidia, negative stuff. Sometimes people grasp onto that, and it hurts them, it breaks them.
Yes.
We should get away from that. Musicians also as well.
Yes.
Oh, he's playing with him. Oh, who does he think he is? And they should embrace each other. They shouldn't talk down on each other. We should help and build and grow, so that we can become bigger than what we are.
Yes.
And that's the whole focus.
If you look at other genres out there, it seems like other genres. Okay, I'll use hip hop and R&B, because, like you were saying a while ago, you didn't grow up on Tejano. I grew up like listening to top 40. When I went to the Marine Corps I was stationed in Southern California, Camp Pendleton. That's when I initially started DJing at clubs. I've been DJing since high school, but that's when I started DJing professionally in my eyes. And I was doing techno raves. I was doing hip hop R&B. I was DJing at On Broadway, one of the biggest one of the biggest rave clubs in Southern California. And that was probably that was my group.
No, I'm just kidding.
That was my group, but that's what I did, and then I slowly started switching over to Tejano. But I'll use hip hop R&B for example. You see new artists come out. Their original songs aren't really gonna be able to sell out there on the top 40 charts because nobody knows them yet. But say for instance, Nicki Minaj. When Nicki Minaj came out, she was singing with every single artist, backing them up, whether she was just doing a chorus, whether she was doing a whole verse by herself, whatever. She was on every track when she first came out. Drake was the same way. To be able to get the new artist out, that's what they do. You see it now with Cardi B. Cardi B did that. It's the same thing. Pitbull did the exact same thing, and now look where Pitbull is. You know what I'm saying? So
he's huge.
They all work together. If we did the same thing, I think we would be able to get to that level.
There was one band that I saw when I was young, and it was my first Spanish. It was, and don't laugh when I say this, and I don't like it, but it was the group Menudo with Ricky, with Little Ricky.
Yep.
And I
Ricky
was
Martin.
I was like, oh man, and then all of a sudden he broke away from Menudo, and then he went solo, and I was just like, wow, that dude, his voice was just like, man, I want to be like that guy. But then I started going back to Foreigner Journey and Yes and REO and Speedwagon, and I was just like into an R&B as well. So much music out there. There's just so much music. It's just like this Tejano industry. Everybody's like, oh well, I want to play here. I want to play here. I want to be the the star. There is a lot of world out there.
Yes.
And the world is ready for music. The world is ready for it. There's a big piece of pie out there for everyone. Don't get anxious. It's all in God's timing.
Yes.
Look at Amor Joven. It took last year, November, it was released and it did phenomenal. And then just here recently, we released the second song off the album. And the album, we're working on it, and it's a slow process. People, it's not something that happens overnight.
No.
It's something that it's gradually growing. It's like a baby. You feed it, you nurture it, and you watch it grow. You don't it just doesn't happen overnight, like poof, instant quick milk.
I always tell artists, make sure you take your time and make it what you want. Ernestine Romero, one of my best friends, our angel above, she was known, like when we went to her candlelight vigil, every artist that worked with her or every musician, they all said the same thing. She would do a take, and if she didn't like it, she was like, no, I didn't feel that one, let's do it again. And then they would do it again. She's like, okay, that was it. And they're like, it sounded exactly the same, but in her eyes, in her heart, in her ears, no, wait, it's you've got to make it your own, and you got to make it to where your heart, feels it for your fans.
Yes, it's just like Richie Valens from the movie La Bamba.
Mm-hmm.
When he's over there singing, well, and the brother was like, I didn't hear anything different.
Now, you were speaking of Raul Pulido. He just barely jumped on out there also. So
he's amazing. Shout out to that young man. He pushes, and I've got Rosa Campos and Raul Pulido and Laura Sainz and so many supporters of me, and I am just like, I get up, go to work, come home, have a wife, have my grandkids, have my daughters, and it's just life goes on.
Yes.
But then in the back, I've got this little hobby, and it's becoming a little bit more and more, and it's just like amazing because God doesn't give you something you can't handle. He gives you what you can handle. What you can absorb and what you can do and what you can give. And for me, there's this couple in Lansing, Antonia and Oscar Guerrera. I call her Güera. Every time I see her, I think she's white. And every time I see her, I ask her the same thing. And she goes, no, mijo, I'm Hispanic. Yeah. And I go, well, us Hispanics, some of us look Caucasian too, But Oscar, a big shout out. Every time I see him, I feel like we've known each other for years and years and years. And he's just an amazing musician as well. And you know what? I have been introduced to a lot of musicians lately that I don't even know of. And just here recently, I went to a 50th anniversary of Pauline Niero and her husband, amazing couple. And she was like, are you going to sing tonight? Are you going to sing? And I'm like, oh, I am so exhausted. I've been up since 3 o'clock in the morning, and here it is at 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. And there I am doing Jay Perez happy birthday to her. I'm like,
oh, that's perfect.
Exactly.
Well, like I said, it's a perfect way to bring everybody together, not only the musicians, but the fans. If you look, I'll do a little quick story that Laura told me a while back. Ever since Laura and Hilda started coming on my shows, the way they interact with each other, I thought they knew each other for years. Well, Laura shared with me a while back and said, no, we actually met each other on your show. And you said that your shows are all about fellowship. If you see somebody you don't know, introduce yourself. She goes, so we did, and now here they are, and that's what the music does, both with the with the musicians, the artists, and with the fans that now get to interact because of modern technology and Facebook out there and YouTube and everything else out there. So I mean, it's a perfect way to bring everybody together. I'm going to do a little teaser for everybody out there. Okay. I know everybody's excited to hear the brand new song Prefiero Amor, but I'm going to go and play the first one that everybody fell in love with out there. If you don't mind, I'm going to throw down Amor Joven and let everybody jam out there. Everybody, if you could, guys, tag all your friends, share on all your favorite posts out there and pages, and let everybody know that we got the one and only George Salazar live right here with us out here. But George, if you could go ahead and introduce Amor and let everybody know who wrote it, who produced it, and we'll kick it in the mix.
Hi, this is George Salazar, and you're listening to Karaoke Joe. And here is Amor Joven, written by Ernie Aldaco, arranged by his brother Daniel Aldaco, and a special guest on the accordion, which is Agustin Munoz, better known as Spiky.
Mm-hmm.
So without further ado, here's Amor Joven.
Here we go. Let me see all the horns out there. Guys, once again, that's the first one that everybody fell in love with out there, guys. George, we still got you out there, brother?
Yes, sir. Right here tuning in.
I love how the song is playing. Everybody had all the hearts going. Everybody's dancing. Laura's out there dancing. We got Yolanda out there jamming out. Yolanda said, "Rest in peace to my brother, in Ernie Alarco."
Is that Yolanda Aldaco?
Yes,
Oh yeah, I just saw her. Yeah, she's amazing. She's the wife of Junior Aldaco.
Yes.
And mom of Carlos Aldaco. She's cool. She's really cool. I like her.
They really have been blowing it up, and for them, this is why I really jumped on them also. Like I said, it's a different attitude that I've seen, because in the highlight of their point, at the peak of their point, they were getting award after award after award. They were getting on all these different countdowns throughout the nation, and while they were doing that, they were pushing you. They were getting you going with Amod, and that just, I just felt for them even more by doing that. Not only are they trying to get their stuff out there, but they're also pushing you out there also.
Yes, and that's one thing that I've noticed is the Aldaco family is very, very, united for one, and they really push and help, and they strive for perfection.
Yes,
That's
sir.
another thing about Daniel Aldaco. He's a perfectionist.
Yes, sir.
He mixes and matches, and if he doesn't like something, he'll go back and he'll dissect it, and then he'll just, he's just like a little brain that keeps working. It's like a little Kaizen machine,
Yes,
per
sir.
se. Manufacturing, continuous improvement, always wanting to do better. Always, if he puts one song out, he wants to do better on the next one. He listens to the fans. He listens to the public. He wants to appease them and get something out there that's worth listening to, that's worth something that you can say, oh my God, I love this song.
Yes.
Well, it's like epistemology. He formed something out of nothing.
Yes.
And he goes, watch this. This is the tape my dad gave me, and this is the way it sounds. Now listen to it. And I'm just like, my jaw just drops to the floor. Like, are you serious?
Well, I was gonna say, in both your music and their music, you can hear it. You can hear the attention to detail, from the instrumentation to any kind of effects back there, the vocals. It's attention to detail. It's not. You can tell it's not a very quick process of just throwing it out there to be able to say I got another single. They put it all out there.
Shout out to the Crispity Crisp Show, Chris Rodriguez from Highway 281.
281.
That guy is amazing. I love tuning in every Wednesday to their show. He's, it's a little unorthodox, but it's their show, and they say what they want to say, and they elaborate. But Chris, when I spoke to him over the phone, we just had a great conversation. And Rick Garcia, from CHR Records, Powerhouse Records, they were, when they first heard Amor Joven, he played it about 3 times, and he was just like, that's one of my favorite songs. He goes like that. I go, okay, Chris, come on. He goes, hey, you need to come down here, and you need to record in my studio. And, and then Rick Garcia goes, I want you to come to my studio. So both of them are like going at it, and I thought it was comical. I thought, you know what? I said, thank you, Lord, because of him, all this is happening.
Yes, sir.
And I just, no matter what, artists need to stay humble and need to stay grounded.
Yes.
Because, once you start thinking, that you're that you're the best, that, no one can touch you or whatever. And there are some out there, don't get me wrong.
Yes.
There's some iconic men and women that are just awesome. Like this one artist, this female artist that I really, really adore and love. Her voice, Perla Judith and Sonia de la Paz.
Yes.
Oh
yes,
my
yes,
God.
Yes, yes.
I just I'm a huge supporter for Sonia de la Paz and for Perla Judith.
Yes.
And Araceli Fuentes, I just met her, and I love her song, too. There's so many females out there, and I see the female versus the male and this and that, and no, let's not go there,
Yes.
and I understand radio stations always love to play, what they want, And sometimes, you know, they're like, oh, it's the competition between the female and the male. No, it's not. It's we're all together, and I would love to do a duet with Sonia or Perla Judith. I love Perla Judith's voice. I mean,
I think that would be amazing. I think that
Oh,
would be amazing.
and you threw a couple. I remember in your show you mentioned some girl and you said, "Hey, I would like to have George do it with you." And I was like, "I don't even know who she is. I'm gonna look her up." You know.
Perfect.
And I'm just like, and my wife's like, "You need to get on the ball. You need to."
Oh yeah. Well, you know, I mean, with you growing up, like the way you said, you know, listening to Journey and Tears for Fears and stuff like that, you know, that was back in our days. But I agree with what Stephanie Montiel said. You know, Stephanie is one of my all-time favorite artists out there. And speaking of being humble, she is one of the most humble artists that I know. I mean, a legend. She was on the Grammy board, but yet she'll still sit down with everybody until she gets all the autographs out and pictures taken. You know, just a very humble, amazing person. I mean, her entire family is like that. But she had said one time the thing that she loves about Tejano, and maybe it's because of all the music that we did grow up listening to. We might not have grown up listening to Tejano, but we grew up listening to a lot of amazing artists out there. And in listening to all that, we were able to fuse it. And now we have, you know, we're able to bring that part of us into the Tejano industry. And she said, out of every genre out there, Tejano is the only one that can do every genre. Tejano can do country, they can do reggaeton, they can do R&B, you know, and then of course they can do Tejano, you know.
You hit the nail on the head right there. That is so true. Because I love doing my George Strait. I love doing, you know, Randy Travis, you know, and I sing English. English was my first choice and my first thing of doing. But you know what? When Selena passed away and she was taken from us, you know, God rest her soul, I said to myself back in the 90s when that happened, I said, you know what? I can sing Spanish.
Yes.
I think I can try that. True story. I used to work at H.J. Heinz Pickles, and there was two men there that had bands. They were fathers. One was the Ortizes, and the other one was the Martinezes. And the Ortizes had their stuff, and the Martinezes had their stuff, Sierra, and their band. So on break, I would go up to them, and they were talking about the bands. They were saying, "Hey, I need to get a singer. I need a new singer. I need this. I need that." And then I go, "Hey guys. Hey, how's it going? Hey, yeah, I can sing." And they're like, "Yeah. Go away, George. Go away. Go over there."
Oh no.
And I go, "Okay." And then I would take off, and then I would hear them again. And then I go, "Hey guys, seriously, hey, what's going on?" "Yeah, I can sing." And Mr. Martinez once again goes, and Mr. Ortiz, "You know what? Go over there. We're talking business. We got stuff going." So there was a quinceañera. It was Veronica Castorena, and here in Holland, Michigan, and it was my first quinceañera. And Mr. Martinez was there, and he heard me sing a song, and he was just like, "Oh my God, you can sing!" And I go, "I kept telling you."
Oh no.
So I ended up with a band called Sierra, and it was amazing. And Tejano Sound was there, and I was with them. And my first gig was in the big house, Michigan Wolverines. I know there's Michigan State and Michigan Wolverines. I'm in Michigan, but oh well.
Yes.
But my roots are from Edinburgh, Texas.
Well, your music is gonna spread around like your journey is, brother. I'm already seeing it out there. It's definitely gonna spread around out there. I love it.
I want to throw a shout out to Richard from Chicago, Illinois. Richard Lopez he's an amazing guy too. His brother has his own little internet, also like yourself, but yours is designed different.
Yes, sir.
It's like no other.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you so
really
much.
honestly do. I tune in when you're on, and sometimes I private message you.
Yes,
I say,
sir.
"Hey, when are you on?"
Yes, you do.
When are you coming on? I want to hear the
I
new
love
stuff.
that.
I want to hear some songs that I've never heard before.
Yes, sir.
So, but
Well,
no,
I
there's
want to
so
throw
many
a
people
shout out to Sue out there. Actually, one of the artists that I was saying would be a good duet with you was Ana Kayla from New Mexico.
There you go.
And
That was
her
the name.
mom just barely jumped on here. And I got to throw a shout out to Martin. Let me pull it up right quick. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. A shout out to Martin. Martin said, I had the privilege of knowing the late Ernie Aldaco and the pleasure of recording several of his songs when I lived in San Antonio back in the day. I think we need to, just an idea, I think we need to get a lot of the artists, get the Aldaco family, yourself back on, and some of the artists and musicians that got to play with him. We need to do a tribute show going out to Ernie. I think we need to do that. Yes, sir.
Amen, Joe, to that, because you know what? I told Danny, I says, Danny, how come no one's ever done anything for Ernie? His songs.
Yeah.
These songs are so heartfelt. They're so real. There's stories behind them.
Mm-hmm.
And Danny has all that. And it's just like the knowledge. And you, again, wow. Great minds think alike. I just want to say that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, let's go ahead and throw out this the brand new single out there. I know everybody's been so excited to hear it, and there's been teasers out there online for it and everything. But let's go ahead. Should I play it now? In fact, let me see all the hearts out there. If you're all ready to hear the brand new single, I better see all the hearts out there. Or we're just gonna keep talking. We got all night long. No, actually, we don't. We gotta get up early. But
I'm all rested up, Joe. I came home and I took a nap.
I usually do that and wake up at 7 o'clock thinking I overslept for work again. Yep. Well, I'm seeing all the hearts, so let's go ahead and drop it. But want to give us a little behind the scenes. How was it that y'all came up with Prefiero Amor and decided to go ahead and use this one as a next single for you?
That would be Daniel Aldaco. Danny's shared the song, sent it to me, and said, "Hey, listen to this, see what you think. Look at the video. It's not gonna be like that." He goes, "It's not gonna be like that. I'm gonna redo it. Just listen to it." I said, "Okay." And I says, "Okay, I think it's a little bit way too high for me on this one." And he goes, "No, we'll do this." But Prefiero Amor is a song that was written by Ernie, and he didn't have it all the way done. And actually, a girl was supposed to sing this song on the Johnny Canales show, and right at the last minute, Danny told me that they told him he had to sing it, and they were signed to Sony Records.
Mm-hmm.
So when she heard the song, she goes, "Oh my God, that's the song I was supposed to sing."
Oh.
And he goes, "Yeah, but she for some reason she wasn't able to sing it, so he sang it, and then he gave it to me." And then I was just like, "Oh, okay, I can do this one. Yeah, I like it. It's heartfelt, and it ties into Amor Joven, because Amor Joven is all about young love, your first love, where you sat and you were just nervous and your palms got sweaty and you had butterflies and you didn't in your stomach and you didn't know what was going on. It's just young love. And then Prefiero Amor, it's like, oh, hello. I prefer love. I prefer this woman. I prefer to be with her for the rest of my life. I don't want gold. I don't want the sky. I don't want nothing. I just want love, true love.
Yes. Well, that really hits me, because I know you've been following my story with me and Rosa. And for those of y'all that don't know, my love, Miss Rosa, me and her actually went to high school together. Now,
wow.
Let me tell you how long that was ago. I'm fixing to turn 50 in August. So we were freshmen in high school, and then I ended up moving back to Sweetwater. We met in Shallow Water. Texas has a lot of water, if you can't tell. But I moved back to Sweetwater. I was so mad. I was so heartbroken. The picture that everybody's seen of me standing there looking all goofy and skinny and her kind of looking at me, that was actually the last dance that we went to before I had to move back to Sweetwater. It was our best friend's birthday. And well, then we reconnected a couple of years later. I was in the Marine Corps. I came home on leave, and I passed by Shallow Water, and I thought, I'm going to go and pull over and see if she's still there. And so I did. We were, for me, I was that little, I always say I was that band nerd that was too shy to really tell her how I felt, Well, when I came home on the leave, I stopped by Shallow Water to see if they were still there. And yes, her family still lived there. Luckily, I had barely got there as she was getting back into town. She was actually going to school down south. We met up and everything, and everything, and had our week, that we got to spend together. And then I went back to the Marine Corps. Lost track of each other. I ended up getting married, having my kids. She got married, having her kids. Well, 4 years ago, she found a cassette that me and her had recorded together, and she thought, I'm gonna see if Joe's around. So she looked me up on Facebook and saw Joe Casas / Karaoke Joe, and I was that shy guy back then, and here I am, doing interviews with Michael Salgado and Ruben Ramos, and she's like, that definitely is not Joe. That can't be Joe. So she reached out to me, and poof, there it is. And we reconnected and everything, and through the years, rebuilt that love that we had, way back then. So I mean, these two songs really do connect with us, and it really does hit a spot in my heart, because it. They always say music speaks words when you can't, and that's what this did right here. That's what this did.
Well, the third one's gonna tie in with these other two. It's just like the third one. Wow, is gonna tie these two together. You're gonna be like, what in the world?
I'm gonna call dibs then. When me and Rosa have our special day, we're gonna have you up over to sing the songs at the ceremony.
That would be a huge honor, Joe, especially for you.
Yes,
honestly, I'll fly down there and I'll take care of it right there and then for you.
Thank you. Well, go ahead and introduce the song, writer, producers, any special guest artists that were in the song, and let's go and spin it for the fans out there, brother.
Once again, this is George Salazar, listening to Karaoke Joe, and Prefiero Amor was written by Ernie Aldaco and produced and arranged by Daniel Aldaco. And special guest on the accordion was Junior from Los Estrellas de Oro. He is amazing accordion player. I did want to get Augie, but Augie was really tied up and busy and spending time with his family, which props to him. Love that guy. But here again is Prefiero Amor.
I love that keyboard line.
Yes.
See how the heart's out there.
Con esa emoción
love it. I love it. I love it. Oh. Now, when George got a hold of me the other day and said, "Did you hear it?" I said, "Brother, I played it. I've already played it like 4 different times."
It's amazing.
You
I
know,
love it.
the thing, my take on it, on the DJ side of it, and on as a dancer. Okay, the first thing that really hit me is when you start the chorus, "Prefero amor," the way you sang it right with the hits of the percussion. Me as a dancer, if I'm dancing with my girl, that's when I'm doing my spin. Like I can already see myself dancing and hitting that dun 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 dun, and that's when you do that long step to do that turn. You know, anybody out there that dances know what I'm talking about. You know, I love the original Tejano sound with the keys, with that old school rock guitar that's really just jamming out there. You know, the whole background. We're not even gonna start on your vocals yet. The whole background, the instrumentation part of it, just really clicks. And then to bring in the vocals on the vocals, like you were saying, you were worried about it being too high, brother. As soon as you hit that high note there at the end, all the hearts started jumping up on the screen. I mean, you nailed it. And like I said, that's the thing that I liked about you is you're singing Tejano, but you've got that soul R&B voice also that does those trills up there and the turns with your voice, and it just fits. Everything just fits perfectly.
I just I try to do the best I can with what I have, and you know what? It's a feeling like no other. When you're singing and you put your heart and soul into a song, it just goes. God gives you this voice, and all of a sudden it just comes out. It's a feeling. You got to feel the song, and that's I hear a lot of songs out there, new songs, old songs, and you know when that singer or that artist is singing from the heart. You
Yes,
can feel
you can
the
feel it.
word. You can feel it. If you don't feel it and it's just like blah,
Hmm.
it's like it turns you off. It's like you need somebody to bring a song to life. And that artist needs to bring it to life. That
Yes,
artist needs to dissect the song and everything. But you're right, the turns and the music, and Danny has an ear like no other.
yes,
And
sir.
he's been doing it with J.R. Aldaco and the Midwest All Stars and other bands that he's been with. Um, so it's just amazing. And that song, I could see TDK dancing
Yeah,
cheek
I was
to
about to
cheek
say
with his girl.
we were just talking about doing the turns and the dancing,
Yeah.
and I know there's gonna be a gif out there of
What
TDK dancing with his many dancers, and I could
is he
see him
on?
dancing. Yeah, he just really jumped on. I could see him
Hey,
doing the turns with that track.
oh my God. True story. We were in Vegas last year for the
Hmm.
first time for the Tejano convention,
Uh-huh.
and I am just on a mission to look for my wife, and I'm going, and I didn't know that TDK was behind me because I didn't know what he looked like, because
Yes,
there for a while you don't know what TDK looked like.
yes.
And he comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, are you George?" And I go, yeah, hi, I'm TDK. I'm like, "Oh my God, what?" I go, "Take off your mask. I want to see who you look like." And we took pictures together, and that guy is and he got to dance with my wife, and my wife
Oh,
was nervous. You should have seen the look on her face. She
yes.
was like she saw a ghost, because she was like, "I'm dancing with the king here,
Yeah,
the Tejano dancing king. I'm nervous." You should. Oh my goodness,
that's
love that
perfect.
dude.
I
He's
love it.
amazing. Sorry, I threw
No,
you
no,
off.
no, that's perfect. And that's let me see. I think it was Stephanie again. As you can tell, I'm a huge Stephanie Montiel fan. Stephanie
Yes,
and Gabriel Zavala had
yes.
said at one time, because I had asked them during an interview, how do they pick certain songs? Stephanie said she's very particular about what songs she sings and everything. And then Gabriel said, as I'm producing, because I love dancing, if I can't dance to the song, it's not right. you know
Right.
I mean, and you know, yes, there's songs out there that are amazing radio hits, but you'll sad to say you'll never hear them in the nightclubs. You know, and this is one of those songs that I can definitely hear playing at the Hana Wild West, at New
Oh,
West,
wow.
you know, playing at some of the big at the Hana clubs in San Antonio. I can see everybody out there, from TDK to everybody else out there dancing to this song because it has that groove. Let me tell you what the Raul had said. He said, "Feels good to hear from the new Tejano and Conjunto artists. I'm a big oldies freak, but it's time to give love and support to the new Tejano Conjunto bands." And but um, in doing that, you're a new artist, but you're bringing back some of that traditional sound that we all fell in love with the industry in the first place, you know. And so it's good to have a little bit of the both worlds, you know, not too much of the classic sound and you know with the straight thump thump at the end of the song. You know, you got to make it your own, and but then with the new stuff and the new voices and the new turns and everything else like that, it all just blends perfectly out there.
You know, and it's so funny that you say about the ending is that there was no ending. He goes, can you do something at the end?
Mm-hmm.
And it took like almost 6 tries. And the first try, he's like, okay, are you going to do anything? I says, no, I don't feel anything yet. Second one, no, I don't. So it took till the sixth try until I did that last, the ending.
Mm-hmm.
And and then we had to do the ooze and it was just, this song was different.
Yeah.
He wanted something different. He
A
doesn't
different
want
sounding.
it to be the same.
Yeah.
He wants it to be different. And
Yeah.
I'm the same way.
That's
I
what I'm
like
loving about this new groove that everybody's doing. I mean, they're doing the instrumentation that takes us back, but then they're doing their own styles and even the music videos. If you look, you mentioned Sonia de la Paz. The music videos aren't the same videos that we remember growing up watching a band just stand there. You know, dun
right.
dun 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 dun. You know, now it's Sonia de la Paz and standing actually in her living room. That video was actually videotaped in her house.
Wow.
Her husband is amazing to do all the graphics and everything that he did, but that's actually at their house. But they pulled themselves out of the box a little bit, and that video Contigo, one of my favorite videos out there.
Yep.
You know, they kind of stretched it out there. They got away from the traditional videos. You know,
Yes.
quick shot going out to TDK. TDK said, "Saludos, Michael, Magic Mike, and George Hips Salazar." He always calls me Magic Mike. We had a
Okay, and
we had a dance off one time with La Sombra, and it was the Friquitons against the Friquitonas, and ever since then he's called me Magic Mike because I did some stuff.
I got it.
We'll
You
just
know,
leave it at that.
he and he calls me hip George Salazar.
Yep, George
because
Salazar.
I wrote a song for my wife.
Uh-huh.
Well, according to them, I co-wrote a song, and it was a smash hit called Chiquita.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a memory of my wife and I when we were, you know, at the beach, and he saw the video that I did
Mm-hmm.
with that band, and he ever since then he would always call me, you know, Hip George Hips or whatever. I don't know. I says, TDK, you better calm down. You know, you're the dancer, not me, because anybody that knows me, I am not a dancer.
Uh-huh.
They tell me, hey, get on the dance floor, and my wife can dance, but me, I've got two left feet like no other.
Yes, sir.
You put me that rave music or that techno or that, you know, the back in the day, the disco. I like disco, you know. I really
sir.
I really used to enjoy, you know, all that disco stuff going on back in the day. And, you know, like Michael Jackson was like one of my idols. You know, I loved his music. It grabbed me.
Mm-hmm.
It moved me. And that's what we need in Tejano music. We need
Yes.
music that's going to grab you, move you, and just your legs moving, you're sitting down, but you can't dance, but you're just moving.
Well,
That's
one thing about this song that we were talking about the other day is that chorus line is one of those choruses that people are going to be able to, I guarantee, the people that just barely heard the song for the first time. I'm going to finish my show by playing this song and also on Motorhoven. But I guarantee the second time I play it, there's already going to be people out there that just barely heard it that is already going to be singing along with you. It's got that that flow that the lyrics, like we were saying the other day, less is better.
right.
The lyrics are
Right.
very catchy to
Yep.
where people are going to be singing it. They're going to hear it come on and they're going to be singing on the radio every time it plays. They're going to hear it at the club playing, and as they're dancing, they're going to be singing along with it. And I mean, that's what gets it out there. That's what lets them connect to the song, you know.
You know, it's funny you said less is better. One of my real good friends, Sevi, from Texas Latino,
Yes,
uh, he we talked, and he told me, George, you need to find you,
Mm-hmm.
and less is better.
Mm-hmm.
Always remember that, and be true to yourself. You know what? I hold on to those words from Sevi, because from Slack Monsters
Yeah.
studio,
Uh-huh.
he and he was up here with Michael Salgado and Saginaw a couple of weeks back, and Ivan and Grupo Fuego as well. They
Yes.
were all together. But let me tell you, just listening to words of wisdom and to people that have been in the industry for a long time and going through the ropes, it's good for new upcoming artists to hear. Like when you were doing Ruben Ramos's interview,
Yes, sir.
I asked the question, what advice do you have for new people coming into Tejano music, or starting to doing a solo career? It's words of wisdom.
Yes, sir. And the thing
And
about with artists like Ruben, he wants to push out I mean, the way he says it, I'm still alive and kicking and everything, but on the same side, he's like, but we have all these other artists, these new artists that, I mean, are jumping it out there. And speaking of one of the artists that you mentioned a while ago, Sonia de la Paz, she just barely jumped on. A little shock went out to
all that
Sonia out
girl.
there.
I would just love to just personally tell her I can't wait in August to finally get to meet her.
Oh, yes.
I have literally, her voice is like, when I heard her for the first time,
Mm-hmm.
I was a fan right there. It just, see, those are the things when new artists come out and they sing, and you've never heard them before,
Yes.
and you become a fan like instant.
Instantly, yes.
That's just like, oh, just like Perla Judith. It's just like, man, I became a fan of hers when I first heard her. I was like, oh my God, she sounds like that girl from Limite.
Yeah.
She's got that voice.
That
And
raspiness.
Limite
Yeah.
is no more.
Yeah.
And then Sonia, I just felt like, wow. Because I always said Selena is Selena. Selena's in her
Yeah.
own category. Nobody can touch Selena. It's
Yeah.
just like Celine Dion or
Yeah.
Whitney Houston, George Michael. But when Sonia de la Paz was doing some of her songs, and I heard her voice, and she
yes.
was with Pete Escudilla, and I was just like, man, this girl, who is this girl? She is amazing. Oh my God. I was just like floored. I was floored.
with Sonia, I had seen, and it was way after she had already released Contigo, and I saw a post about it, and I pulled it up, and I was like, wait, who is this? And then I heard the song, and I'm like, man, how am I slacking this much that I did not hear this song before? So I reached out to her right away and said, I love this song. I love the video. The ending of the video is classic. Can we do an interview? And the song had already been released. And she was like, yeah, sure, let's go ahead. Let's do it. And then we ended up doing an interview for for her next release. Also, just an amazing, humble artist, but that voice that just rocks.
Yep.
When
Yep.
she did the collab with Shelly Lottis, me and
Yep.
Shelly had called me and we were talking about the song, and she was giving me their idea of how they were going to do the music video, and in doing so, because I'm always joking around, I said, you know what, that is perfect, because you got Demi Garcia, who is the little sweetheart, you know.
Yep.
You've got Monica Salazar, that is an amazing artist, but she's also one of those little sweethearts, but she can go either way.
Right.
Then you got Shelly Lottis that will straight jump on you and beat your butt if you look at her wrong. And then you got Sonia de la
Eric to do
Paz.
the guy part.
You
They
got
Eric.
Sonia de la Paz that just by looking at her and that attitude and growl
Yeah,
that she
don't mess
has.
with her.
Yeah, she's gonna squish you. Don't even try
Well,
it.
you know what? My cousin had a lot of her artists. Myra D. She's a promoter from Texas. That's
Yes.
my cousin over there, and she. Funny story. We were having breakfast, and she goes, "Hey, guess what?" And I go, "Hey, what?" And we were with Adrian Solis, one of her other artists, also from Cielos Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, "We're cousins," and I go, "What?" Hello, what do you mean? And she goes, "Well, my mom and your aunt are sisters. My uncle married." I was like, "Oh my God, okay, what a small world." So
I love it.
She's gonna be in Las Vegas, so we're gonna spend time together there, and then she's gonna be in Milwaukee. So I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna be with my cousin. We're gonna be having fun."
Amazing. That's gonna be amazing.
So, but
and I love that everybody's going to Vegas, new and legends out there. And for everybody out there, I mean, just support your artists, whether they're your legends out there or whether they're barely starting off. If you see them doing a gig out there, guys, whether it's a $5 cover charge or a $20 cover charge, go and support. I always say, for every Grupo Mas, for every Michael Salgado, for every La Mafia, they started off with their first album, with their first single, opening up for somebody else, and now look at them. They're legends. Ruben Ramos, legends. Ruben Ramos, y'all heard during the interview, his first stove was a big barrel can that his dad made, and that's where his mom made her tortillas and stuff. That was their first stove. Ruben Ramos grew up working the cotton fields, and now he's a legend. So you never know who the next legend out there is going to be. Who's the next, one Hall of Famer that you're going to be listening to. And isn't it better to listen to them from the very beginning and support them from the beginning versus trying to squeeze up there and trying to get an autograph after they're already big? You know what I mean? So, I mean, everybody get out there and support.
That it's funny that you said that about autographs and stuff like that. I had people say, "Hey, can I have your autograph?" And I go, "Excuse me, I'm nobody. I'm nothing. No." And my wife says, "You need to stop saying that you're nothing. You need to stop saying that you're somebody." And I go, "Well, I don't see it like like the big, huge, iconic men, that are out there, like Ram Herrera, Chente Barrera, all these Jay Perez. Oh, Jay Perez is, oh man, I love his voice. Seriously. I'm a huge fan of Jay Perez.
Yes, sir.
Huge fan. But just hearing, just having somebody come up to me, and I'm just like, oh man, I feel embarrassed. No, it's okay. I'm really I'm not out there. I don't know why. I just stay humble. I stay rooted to the ground.
Well, I mean, it's like Rosa, when I got the All-Star Music Award for Best Internet Radio Personality.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank
I
you,
saw
sir.
that.
Thank you. She goes, "Babe, can I get your autograph?" And I told her, "Yeah." I said, I'll give you an autograph." And she's like, "You will?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "It'll be on a marriage certificate." She's like, "No, babe, can you just write your autograph on something?" And we joke around. I'm like, "Babe, I'm not even." She always tells me, she goes, "You're famous." I said, "No, I'm not famous. I get to talk to famous people. I'm not famous." So, And she always jokes around. I mean, we have that mentality, and you're going to have people going to your shows, and I can see it already. You're going to look out there into the audience and seeing fans of all different ages singing your music. So I'm going to get you ready for that, brother.
Oh, that'd be
They're going to be singing back at you. Your lyrics, your songs, they're going to be singing it back at you. And I believe it's going to happen in Vegas, brother. I can already see it.
Oh, thank you. You're confessing something so beautiful.
Yes, sir. I think it's going to happen out there. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I know you got to get up early, 4 o'clock in the morning, just like I do. But thank you so much for joining me, brother. And what would you like to say out there to all your fans that have been supporting you, the Alco family, your new fans that are barely joining on? What would you like to say to everybody out there?
I'd like to say, I just simply say, just pray for everyone. Love everybody. Just do the golden rule. Love one another as though Jesus loved us. And just remember where we came from. And to all the artists, to all the fans, everybody has something inside of them that makes them who they are.
Yes, sir.
And just be true to yourself. Be true to the person that brought you into this world. And just love one another. I mean, stop the negative. Sometimes you go to work and you have that little Maxine that's always negative.
Mm-hmm.
Turn the frown upside down and get a smile, and just love one another. That's all, and thank you so much to all the fans, all the people that have been following me. And I heard Madison Pulido just jumped on, and love her voice.
She's
love
amazing.
What she's got going on.
Yes.
And she is actually out there doing what she loves, and that's amazing. Like Bobby Pulido, Roberto Pulido, Raúl Pulido,
Yes.
all the Pulido families out there. I just Sonia de la Paz, once again, Gabriela Salazar. She's amazing. I heard your interview with her. That was amazing. But I just want to tell everybody, especially to the Aldaco family, for opening the doors and for embracing me and for taking me, because, when I left the band, God opened up so many doors for me for my solo career, and it's blessing one after another. But yes, please, guys, just pray for the people out there in Texas right now, for the hurt, and for all the military people out there. Ukraine, honestly, I don't understand what in the world got into that individual to do what he's doing, and seeing that. I mean, seriously, I don't want to make this long, but just pray for people, honestly.
Yes.
And please pray for me.
Well, we got so much negative going on, and for you to have two singles that with the message that they've got, it puts a little happiness in everybody's heart out there, and lets everybody relax a little bit.
And 100% kudos to you for what you do.
Thank you,
and
sir.
I love the way you mix. So you can mix these two songs together and,
Thank you.
and blend them and do your little. I love when you come out with your jams and you have all these different artists, and when you put me in the mix, I was just like, I was floored. I was like, oh, I'm saving this one. This is awesome. and I hear it a lot. I go to grocery stores and put my little ear pods on, and I'm jamming away, and listening and grabbing my stuff.
Thank you.
But thank you. No,
Yes, sir.
thank you. And you know what? Blessings to you and Rosa, your girl. And yes, it would be an honor for me to sing for you whenever you have an event, or whenever you're going to get married, or whatever you got going on.
Yes, sir.
I'm there for you.
Thank you,
I'm
brother.
there for you.
Thank you. Well, thank you for your time, and thank you for everybody that joined us today. Everybody, we had a good array of people from all over the place listening in, and so a big thank you going out to everybody out there for joining us. And make sure you request this song on all your favorite radio stations. Y'all know myself and Vic. We don't compete against other radio stations. We try growing with everybody out there. So whatever your favorite radio station is, make sure you request both of these singles out there. And if they've got countdowns, make sure you get out there and vote for it. When is this one going to be available on for the fans out there to purchase, brother?
That would be a Laura Sines question or a
Okay.
Daniel Aldaco. I'm just a singer. I don't really get into that kind of stuff. But
Yes, sir.
I would love to say thank you so much to Juan Mendoza Jr. from Mas Chingon radio station.
Yes.
Last Christmas he had his the awards.
The awards,
and
yes, sir.
I featured my Miss You Most at Christmas Time. It's on YouTube.
Yes.
It's a remake from Mariah Carey. That was the hardest song. Oh my Lord. To do a female song and Mariah Carey and to do it bilingual was a challenge. And Amor Joven, so we did 2 videos for them. So I want to thank Mas Chingon radio station, Lila Promotions. She reached out to me and said, George, can I push this song out, Amor Joven? And I says, yeah, go right ahead. You do whatever you want, hon. I go, the song is out there, but no, sorry, I take up more of your time, but I just wanted to say thank you.
Well,
so much.
they really do push out there, and and it's it takes all of us. It takes a village to raise somebody. It takes a village to be able to bring the music up also, and it takes all of us to do it.
Yes,
we can't do it by ourselves because I have my listeners, they have their listeners. This DJ has his listeners. It takes all of us to be able to get the music out there. So props going out to everybody that's pushing out there. And I think Daniel said earlier that you need to be nominated again for an award out there. So I think we need to start getting that pushed out there also.
Anywho, but thank you so much for having me. No, thank you so much. I'm not about that. I was nominated for the Mundal Awards.
Yeah, I remember.
It was an honor just to even be on the ballot.
Yes.
And to me, all the names that were already on there, they already won.
Yes.
Because a lot of the awards, and I don't want to get into the awards. It's a lot of. It's different. It's different.
It is.
It is different.
Yes,
it's who you know, basically.
Yeah, it is. Yes, sir, it is. Well, again, congratulations on these 2 songs. I can't wait to get the third one out, the trilogy. And we're going to have to do this all again. And again, do me a favor, reach out to the Adaico family and the musicians out there, and let's put together a tribute show. Let's go and get that put together out there, bro.
I got you, and I will talk to Danny. I sure will.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you again, and thank you to all the listeners out there. And before we finish off, I'm going to go and let George cut loose out there, and I'm going to go and play both singles of George Salazar out there for y'all. And as we finish up this interview, again, thank you everybody for listening in. This is Karaoke Joe coming to you straight from San Antonio's very own Big G's TC Radio. Pura vida, baby. Let's go. guys, once again, thank y'all so much for joining me. We're going to finish it up right here. A big thank you going out to George for hanging out with us for a little bit. And thank you also to all of y'all for taking your time to just listen in.
Nos conocemos desde niños, bajo la luna yo te besé. Ahí lloramos, ahí juramos, siempre amarnos y nunca dejarnos. Eres una rosa en primavera, eres una perla del mar. Quiero amarte y siempre darte amor sin medida por toda la vida. Amor joven, amor inocente, cruzaremos la línea y el puente. Comenzamos una vida nueva, a ver dónde este amor nos lleva. Amor joven, amor inocente, cruzaremos la línea y el puente. Comenzamos una vida nueva, a ver dónde este amor nos lleva. Amor joven, amor inocente, cruzaremos la línea y el puente. Comenzamos una vida nueva, a ver dónde este amor nos lleva. Amor joven, amor inocente, cruzaremos la línea y el puente. Comenzamos una vida nueva, a ver dónde este amor nos lleva.
All right, guys, everybody have a good night. Thank y'all so much for joining me. And again, a big thank you going out to George for hanging out with us, giving us a little behind the scenes of the music out there, guys. Everybody have a very safe week out there. And wait, what day are we on? Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, we're on Tuesday. We still got a whole week to go. I lose track with my job. But everybody have a great week out there. Be very safe. And again, send prayers going down south out there with the school shooting that was going on out there today. Prayers going out to the family of the little kiddos that was lost and everybody else that was injured. Just send a lot of prayers. We got so much stuff going on in this world, and we just need more positive vibes out there, guys. So if you see somebody down out there, if you see somebody having a bad day, all it takes is one post, one message, one call sometimes just to say, hey, are you okay? And a lot of times that right there, that one little question will help out, guys. So reach out to somebody if you see somebody out there having a hard time out there, guys. We will see everybody. Again, a big thank you going out to George for this amazing song. Love it out there, guys. And spread the word, like I said, to your favorite Tejano stations out there. Make sure you request it. If they don't know about it, make sure they do know about it after you called it in a couple of hundred times. And again, vote for it on all the countdowns out there. We will see everybody out there. Again, this is Karaoke Joe coming to you straight from San Antonio's very own Vic G's TC Radio. Pura vida, baby. Let's go.